guys, Matthew Morrow, MorrowInvest.com. I want to bring you another tip of the day. So I've had multiple people, and they're on the radio all the time. My Facebook is inundated with them because I'm in the investment real estate world. There's constantly people I'm getting ads, that are targeted towards me that will say, come learn how to wholesale, learn how to do real estate like the big dogs and all this stuff. And they offer, they've got guys in really nice suits. They might have some endorsement, whether it be Trump or Rich Dad Poor Dad Kiyosaki. It might be somebody from A&E's Flip This House or something. And they'll be coming to a town near you in the next couple of weeks. I know I did a video on this earlier, but it just really drives me crazy. So a couple of things. Again, use common sense. Go to somebody that has gone to one of these events, and they're probably not a millionaire, okay? So you're wondering, like, man, I want to be a millionaire, and they'll use really big numbers and get you all excited and enticed and want you to come to sign up for their real estate program. And then you go, and they do give you some fluff about real estate. They'll say, here's an example of a house. We bought this house for $100,000. We put $20,000 in it. We sold it for $170,000. We made $50,000. Would you like to learn how to do this? And you're like, yeah, we want to learn how to do this. And then they say, well, in our next example, and they give another example and another example and another example, and you're really hyped about it, but they didn't tell you how they found it. They didn't tell you what kind of problems they ran into. They didn't tell you how they funded it, which is a big deal. All this stuff, right? So what you end up doing is getting really, really excited, and then they'll say, hey, well, if you would like to take our real estate course, which is, it'll tell you about real estate. You would do just as good to go to Investopedia.com and start putting in, different terms and just clicking on the next link and reading and studying. You'll learn just as much, just about, as you would going to one of these things. The biggest thing you're going to get from one of these things is financing. But I have been to multiple ones, and there's no financing. What happens is you go out and you find them a deal. Right? So say 300 people in your town go to this event. Out of those 300 people, let's say a third of them find something. So they find a house that's for sale. They got a cousin or an aunt or an uncle or a friend or a house down the street, and they've got this property, and they think, oh man, this is going to be a great deal, right? And so they bring it back to these guys, and those guys say, oh, that's great, but no, that's not what we want. And so out of the 100 properties that they were brought, maybe let's say 10 of those properties are worth looking at. Maybe 5 of those they actually close on. So out of 300 people, out of 100 properties, they're only closing 5. And out of those 5, they're going to say, hey, thanks for finding that guy. And they'll write you a $200 to $1,000 check. And that's a finder's fee. And they're like, here you go. We'll have finder's fee, consultant fee. Oh, are you a realtor? We'll cut you in on the realtor fee, whatever, right? But that's not what you wanted. You wanted the $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 of the house that they were talking about, flipping it, right? Well, that's not going to happen. They're not going to give you that, okay? So that's just not going to happen. Another thing that they're going to teach you is wholesaling. Now, I've talked about wholesaling before and all the reasons why I don't like doing it. Please check out those videos. But one of the main reasons is because if your intention is if you're not honorable, and your intention is really not to purchase this property, then you are lying. Okay? You're lying, If I brought you to my grandmother and my grandmother said, liar, liar, pants on fire, right? If your true intention is to purchase this property. So when you go to some of these people that have a for sale by owner sign in their front yard that hadn't been snatched up by a realtor yet, and you offer them full value for their house, they say, well, I want $150,000. And you say, okay, let's do a contract. And in your contract, you've got 30 days. And all you're doing is adding $5,000 to the price, trying to sell your contract off, and you're putting it back on the internet. You are not honorable. I'm just making a gut call here. That is not something honorable to do. You have no intention of buying that property, yet you told this homeowner, I want to buy your property. Not only do I want to buy it, I want to buy it at full price. And so you have lied to this person to get them to give you a contract, and then you did one of the silliest things you can do is you just bump the price $5,000. You have not created any value. You have not done anything. All you did was learn how to put a contract on a place. You tied it up for 30 days. You wasted that owner's time, and you have all these ways to get out of your contract. That's not honorable. Don't do that. Any of my team members, I tell them, don't do that. If my team members do that, they're not on my team anymore. With me? Okay, when is it okay to wholesale? This is a better question. Have I ever wholesaled anything? Yes. And when we say the word wholesale, I'm talking about an assignment of contract. See, it is illegal for individuals to broker properties because you're not a real estate broker, right? To broker real estate, you got to be a real estate broker. So I'm not a real estate broker. Therefore, it is illegal for me to broker real estate. Now, what can I buy and sell? Well, I can buy and sell anything that I own. So if I personally buy it, I can personally sell it. Okay? When can we do this called assignment clause, this assignment of contract? You can do this, and this is a legal, what we call a legal loophole. A lot of people don't like it, but it is a great thing. So in the contract, it basically says, I reserve the right to assign this contract and everything in the contract to whoever I want, because I may own multiple businesses and I don't know if which business I'm going to put it under just yet, but I do want to get the property under contract. Again, remember the intention. The intention is you're wanting to purchase the place. So you're not trying to cheat the person. You just don't know which LLC or corporation you're going to put this property in just yet. Okay? So you just want to get the place tied up so that you can start doing your due diligence. Okay, so when is it okay to wholesale? So what if I only buy in this one particular zip code is where I like to buy. And somebody contacts me and says, hey, I've got this property that is over here in this other zip code. Do you want it? And I say, no, I don't really buy in that zip code. But my best friend or my partner or somebody else that I know in business, because you network, I know they love that. That's their bread and butter. I know they love that property. Now, I'll tell you what I do. I'm still on the handshake system because I think if you're going to lie and be dishonorable, that's all on you. That's not on me. I'm going to be honest. So if I call a buddy up and I say, hey man, I can get this place under contract if you want it, and you can just, give me $1,000 for the contract and I'll give you the property. But a lot of times I just give the property away and I don't need the $1,000 because that's not my business, But I have on occasion assigned it to a friend or other company that is their bread and butter. But I hold their hand all the way. I don't just drop them off and switch them at the end. I make sure that the owner that's selling the property to me is fully aware, knows everything that I'm doing. There's no dishonesty or deceit, and that keeps you from having sleepless nights. If you're cheating people, we could talk about another subject here. I know I'm getting long on this one, but in lieu of deed, there are a lot of people that flat out are stealing from people by saying, oh, your mortgage is $800 and I can rent the place for $1,200. We'll do a lieu of deed and we'll make your payment from now on. You don't have to worry about making your payment, and I'll make $400 a month. And there's a lot of people that think, oh man, this is a great strategy. I don't have any money involved in the property and I've got all these properties. You are messing with people's lives, their credit. A lot of things can go wrong, and the way they have their contract set up is like, oh, I'm out. And they leave the owners holding the bag. So anyway, I hope that you've been encouraged by this, that there are legal ways to do it. Let me tell you one other way that is really encouraging, and that is if you have your business set up to wholesale. This might sound funny, but what it is, what if you took a property, you put it under contract, and then you went on and did all the due diligence. You got your contractors to go in to show you how much was it going to cost for paint, how much would it cost to retile that bathroom, how much is the roof going to cost, and you do a full spreadsheet with all the needs, and you can hand deliver that to one of your buyers that likes to buy that particular type of thing, and you've already done the work for them, and they trust you and know you because you've done this for them multiple times, then you have added value. You're not just marking up a price and assigning a contract. You've actually done all the work, and you can say, here's all the work I already did for you. This is a no-brainer. This is what the cap rate is on it. Is going to be. These are all the repairs you're going to have to make. This is the profit you're going to make. And that is a lot better deal to have some investor step into than to just be like, oh, well, here's a contract. Okay? So remember, make sure you know what you're doing, why you're doing it. Don't forget your training. Hope you guys have a blessed day.